Hey, everybody. I am Misty Buck, president of Miss Inc. Digital Marketing, and we are here for another Marketing Monday. I know we have some weather coming about, so first and foremost, I hope everyone out there stays safe in the coming days as the now Hurricane Ian is making its way wherever it is ultimately going to go. So I hope you all are being safe. Shout out to the Dolphins for an incredible win yesterday. That was something to see. That was super fun. But let's get into the real reason we are here today. So I have an amazing guest. I have happened to know this gentleman for, I'm not even going to tell you how many years, because then that's going to give you a hint in how old I am.
Hasn't been that long.
Not that long at all. We were just in high school, right? So, but I'm super excited to welcome today's guest. So I usually call him by his nickname, but I am going to do my best to properly pronounce his name the right way. So Ismael
Yes.
Kalbfleisch.
Kalbfleisch, close
Kalbfleisch.
enough. That's okay.
Dang it, so
We're gonna
close.
get there.
We're gonna get there. I know it's like embarrassing how long I've known
17
him,
years, and we'll
I'm
get there.
still trying to like grasp the perfect way to say his name. Because we go by nicknames. Anyways, totally off track here. Let's get back on track. So he is here today to talk about his business, Mission PT. We're going to talk about marketing and how he's building that as well. Because, of course, I always want to make sure that we're sharing those tips with you all. But I also want to give him the opportunity to introduce himself and talk about the stuff that he's doing over at Mission PT. So with that, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That intro was a little long. Sorry about that.
That's all right. helps me adjust.
I'll just talk. Anyways, so tell us a little bit about Mission PT. Tell us, how you got it started and what exactly it is that you all are doing over there.
So a little bit of background. I'm a veteran for one.
Thank you.
No problem. By trade, I'm a physical therapist assistant, which is more or less the equivalent of like a PA to a doctor. Besides that, I did an undergrad at Nova, exercise and sports science. I have an MBA out of Barry, and just wanted to kind of get into having a clinic that provided really good physical therapy. A lot of places nowadays, for many different reasons, tend to kind of throw physical therapy to the wayside. You'll find that in a lot of places, you'll have one physical therapist or an assistant or an aide to about 8 patients at a time.
Wow.
So quality care has gone way, way down. Most of the therapy that you find is not hands-on. So we like to kind of, focus on that and make sure all of our patients are well taken care of. We see 2 an hour, each therapist. So there is not one person that goes to the wayside. It's only myself and my partner, Danny Vijalta. So we opened up last year in April. Kind of a rare time to do it, but we figured maybe we'd get ahead of the brunt. So we opened up, and we've now been open for approximately 20 months, and we're actually doing really well.
That's amazing.
We're doing about 105% better than last year.
Right.
So we're moving on and on.
105%.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you. So we've been trying to make some big moves. Obviously, word of mouth has been huge for us. Besides that, we like to market to as many doctors as possible.
Right.
If you know of any, please let us know.
Absolutely.
If we haven't hit on their doors, we will.
Yeah.
We also are trying to expand out into the community as much as possible. We're doing sponsorships. We sponsor right now a few different 5Ks we've been sponsoring with Go Run. So a little shout out to Doug Nicaragua. We basically provide a lot of stretching and what have you for all the runners. We do that for free. We do massage with the massage gun and all that, any KT taping that they need. And we are also kind of delving into the high school sports. So we're sponsoring our alma mater, Misty.
Yes.
Palmetto
Go Panthers.
Senior High, Go Panthers, right? We're sponsoring their football team. We need a big turnaround.
Coach Mike, we love you.
So we're there, and we're also at Florida Christian High School's baseball team. So the Patriots are doing very well. Of course, that is the high school Patriots, not the New England Patriots.
the local high school.
Yes.
Patriots.
So we're doing that, and then just recently we entered into the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, awesome!
So we'll be out and about mingling with them and seeing what we can do.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So that's a lot that you have accomplished in a little over a year. that you all have been open. So you are located in Greenery Mall, right?
We are at the Greenery Mall. Yes, we are. We're at 7700 North Kendall Drive, Suite 507. 507.
507.
Got to go up.
We were in that building for a little while. It's an awesome building.
You know, a lot of people, we've not that it's been an issue, but a lot of people don't realize that we has a professional building on the top
I
floor
know.
back
Yeah,
there.
you just think it's like Home Goods and Guitar Center, and that's about it.
That
but
and
actually,
Don Pan, that's about it.
Yeah. Which I always say Don Pan, and my husband makes fun of me. I'm like, that's what it says.
Right. Just spelling out the letters here.
Yeah. I'm just saying it my way. So, anyways, so I think that's amazing. So, what are, you mentioned some of the high school and the sports events that you're involved with. What do you all do for athletes specifically? So you guys know you do, offer quality rehab, and we can talk about those different areas that you do that. But what are you doing for athletes specifically? Since you did bring that up, is that's one of your go-to resources for getting in the community and marketing your business?
Absolutely. So what we really mainly do for the most part, besides taking care of their injuries, is metabolic recovery or metabolic and exercise recovery. So what this does is it helps to increase the response. It helps to increase the response of the body after the fact of some sort of competition. We all go through the sorenesses and what have you that occur from muscle tearings and what have you, and not a muscle tear as in I tore my muscle, but we do have minor little tears that occur, lactic acid, inflammation that comes in to try to help all that. Well, our body sends a lot of it and doesn't perhaps take it away as quick as we would like. So we help out with a lot of that.
So that would be like the delayed onset muscle soreness?
Exactly.
Okay.
That's exactly part of it.
Okay.
Obviously there's tightness and what have you that comes with that, joint stiffness, and other little aches and pains that otherwise would occur. So we help to kind of just mitigate that and give a quicker response from the body.
So if you're an athlete and your body's just super sore because you're training to the max, if you go to Mission PT, you all are going to help hopefully quicken that recovery process.
Absolutely. We use a lot of different modalities. We use compression boots. There's cryotherapy. There's foam rolling. There's stretching. There's electrical stimulation. There's ultrasounds. There's a lot of different applications that we use.
Right. I've seen those boot thingies. Those always look super fun.
They are. They're fun. They're fun. They're comfortable. You'll go to sleep pretty quickly.
Really? You can go to sleep wearing them?
Oh, yeah.
And what exactly does that do? I've seen people wearing them. Like I see all the fighters wearing them. Like, you see on there, they're recovering and they're in these like boot things. What are they doing?
So again, what occurs, with all the lactic acid buildup that we have, and some inflammation, depending, especially if it's a traumatic sport such as football or boxing or UFC type of things, mixed martial arts. A lot of it, since we're fighting gravity all day, it takes a toll. It sits at the bottom of our body. Our veins and our lymphatic system helps to push it up on their own.
Okay.
But by using compression boots, we can speed up the process. So the compression boots actually compartmentalize. So they'll start actually squeezing from the bottom, from the most distal part of the body, and they'll come more proximal as they move up towards the hips. So it's kind of just giving them that extra push straight up.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That is super interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. I've always seen it, but I never really took the time to look at what it was. It looks fancy.
It looks fancy, and that's where we like to keep it. It's a pretty simple idea, but it works really well. It's a phenomenal idea that Normatec and some other companies have come out with.
Right. All right. So in addition to, I'm assuming you work with sports injuries too, right? So recovery, injury. Absolutely.
So, slap tears, which, your shoulder, right? Labral tears. You'll have some ankle turnings and what have you, right? Some sprains, some big sprains, knees, ACL tears, MCL, LCLs, patellar tendon ruptures, bicep ruptures, you name it. But we've seen it and done it.
Wow.
Yeah. Jeez.
All right. So that pretty much covers a lot of different reasons that athletes might come to you. So if someone was, I know you work with, we'll talk about the other individuals that you work with shortly, but if you're working with, I just want to make sure everyone out there understands, right, what it is that you're doing.
Absolutely.
So if you are an athlete and you don't necessarily have an injury, should you book a regular appointment at your facility? Like if you're actively training, is that how you suggest people do it for the recovery piece at least?
Absolutely. The best way to not get injured is to have what's called prehab, or at least that's
Prehab.
what we like to call it in the industry. Maintenance is key. So if you are an avid exerciser, or you do compete in triathlons and marathons and what have you that go hand in hand here with Miami, it definitely behooves you to come and at least once or twice a week come in and get worked on a little bit. We do even some soft tissue work, Graston techniques, which does help to break up a lot of scar tissue buildup that again occurs from exercise and training. By doing that, you're going to lessen the chances of you getting hurt and definitely improve your capabilities in competition.
Right.
So they're able to call. Most people will call ahead of time. We do have some walk-ins every now and again, where we're happy to help and get them scheduled in. And we provide pricing as such as well. So it's a monthly deal, not something where you're paying extravagant amounts of money on every time you come in.
Right.
So.
Right. Oh, well, that's smart. I like that. I like when things are easy like that too, right? You put together packages, especially for high use services. So
Absolutely.
that's super cool. All right. So in addition to that, I'm sure you do your traditional PT type of stuff. So people maybe who have been in had surgery or been in an accident, or so we talked about athletes, but how are you serving other people?
So for the rest of us who are not are not as athletic,
like athlete and not athlete, right?
We absolutely provide comprehensive physical therapy that is to where it's geriatrics, or if it's accidents, or if it's a pre or post operation. We certainly are there to be able to help out. We also see some neuro patients.
Okay.
We've seen some MS. We've had Parkinson's. We've had stroke patients. We've basically have run the gamut between my partner and I. We have over 30 years of experience. So we're able to treat just about everything that comes through that door.
That's amazing.
And we've so far had great customers, and we've done very well. All their prognoses have been great. We've not missed a chance to improve someone's life yet. So
that's awesome. That's got to be a super fulfilling and rewarding job.
Absolutely. No, it definitely is. A lot of, for example, the name, Mission PT comes from just that. I've been in the physical therapy world for quite some time. I would say a little bit over 20 years. I've been licensed for 12. But it's been something that I've kind of held close. I like the fact I'm able to help people. I'm very much an extrovert. I can talk a lot. A lot of people like to talk when they're there. And just the overall feeling of improving someone's life is definitely what drives me. The name Mission PT is just that. Mission that's our mission, is physical therapy, and to improve people's lives one by one as best as possible. And of course, the mission also comes from a background of the military.
I was going to ask, I was like, does that have to do with missions with the military background? So
it does.
That's amazing.
All in one.
I love that. So did you know, I'm going to just be a little nosy right now. Did you know that when you were finishing your service, and again, thank you for that you were going to go, this was a field you wanted to go into?
Undoubtedly.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly. I've not swayed from it. I've learned that, I'm very good at what I do. And, for example, yourself, right? You're very good at all the marketing. You're good at this type of things,
what they
right?
say. I don't know.
So far, so good.
So far, so
it's working out. So no, absolutely. I've never thought of anything else for me. I think that this has always kind of been my track, and I'm going to follow it till the wheels fall off.
Yeah, I love it. No, I love that, because I think that when we talk about marketing, we're also talking about, I think, the customer experience. And I think that when someone comes to Mission PT, they're going to walk out feeling like they are important. They're going to walk out feeling that, they got that one-on-one attention. They're going to walk out feeling like you actually care about their recovery.
Absolutely.
Right. And I think, and that you actually really care about the business. And I think that all those things absolutely speak to your message that you're putting out there in the world energetically, yes, of course, but also that one-on-one communication. I think people sometimes underestimate that as a marketing tool in and of itself, right? Because if somebody went there and you were kind of like cold, or wasn't like a nice place to be, and they were getting results but they weren't super comfortable there, they probably wouldn't refer you, right?
It is true. Yeah.
So
we've heard stories like that where they have gone to a place. I won't name them, so I'm not going to throw anyone under the bus.
Let's not do that.
But they have gone to different clinics, and even though they may have had a more one-on-one, they certainly didn't feel as comfortable.
Right.
The therapist may not have explained everything to where they would be able to understand it. So we take that to heart. We certainly try to explain every little bit, as if we were all 8th graders.
Right, right.
We want to make sure that the patients know what's going on with them and how we're helping them and what it's going to take to improve them to get to where they want to be.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, hopefully I don't have an injury, but if I do.
Hopefully not. We got you. Hop, skip, and a jump.
Hopefully not. Yeah, seriously, I could walk there. But if I can walk there, maybe I don't need to go there, right? Well, not easily anyway. It depends. So that's awesome. Okay, so you mentioned some of the things that you're doing to grow your business. You've mentioned the amazing growth, over 100% already growth year over year. So what are some of the thing we haven't talked about? Maybe what else are you doing besides the networking and the sponsorships? Are you doing any digital marketing? Are you doing any advertising anywhere else other than sponsorships? Like, how else are you growing your brand?
So we're actually slowly but surely doing the social marketing into the digital and what have you. We do have a website. We are wanting to improve that website so that it's a little bit more interactive for our potential patients and for our current patients and clients. We are trying to do a little bit more of the Instagrams and the TikToks, but it's kind of been a little bit slow going. We do have a little bit of showing there. But moving forward, we certainly want to delve more into that and go straight to the consumer. Relationships are very much important with doctors and community in general, but the consumer is where it's at. So we want to be able to get to them and allow them to have a quicker access to us. Here in the state of Florida, you don't necessarily need a script for 30 days to come and see one of us.
Oh, okay.
So that's another important thing that we like to bring up. If is any pains or what have you, any chronic lingering issues that may have occurred, or if you just hurt yourself recently, you are more than welcome to come see a physical therapist without a script. If you're looking for insurance purposes, insurances do rather have a script, but we also give a 30-minute consult that's free to ensure that we're the right place for you at the right time. So the marketing towards that and towards the consumer, letting them know, giving them more information as to how we can be of help, I think is the way we're going to head now. Right. As we continue on our path.
Right. And what would you say? And I love that. I think I would recommend that approach, certainly, whether it's social or other ways. I think the networking groups are going to be awesome for you. So how are some of these things, just in case somebody out there, maybe not in the exact same field that you are, but they're getting started, they're thinking of new and fresh ideas to grow their business. So where would you say that most of your referrals come from these days?
Word of mouth is paramount.
Yeah.
Paramount. You really cannot get any better type of advertisement than from the persons who have been there. The horse's mouth is always going to be the most legit. So word of mouth undoubtedly has been the best for us, though through the other channels we've received good referrals and references, but without a doubt, word of mouth.
Good. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So let's see, what else have we not talked about today? Gosh, because we've talked about so much already.
It's gone pretty quick.
Yeah, you're on point. So, well, I guess on that note, is there anything that we haven't spoken about in terms of Mission PT or your journey that you want to share?
Sure. We also do personal training. If that's something that otherwise is being looked for. We have personal training. We have sports-specific strength and conditioning for those of you who are, again, in sports.
Do you do that all within the office, or you have
We-
another facility?
No, we do it within the office. However, the office, the area where we're at, does allow for us to use outside if needed. We also, within the office, we have tons of equipment plus turf and what have you to kind of mimic a little bit of the outside. Awesome. So no, we absolutely want to provide the most rounded packages or rounded health that we can.
Right.
So we're definitely into everything that we can do there. We do cupping, we do Graston techniques, as I said. We're looking at
I know
perhaps
what cupping is. That's when people have like those dot thingies like on their back,
yes,
right? That
yes.
we've seen. It looks like literally looks like suction cups were just all over them.
And that's exactly what it is.
So, and what was the other one that you mentioned? What is that?
So the Graston techniques, is actually using, there's different metal blades of sorts, and that doesn't always sound great when you're thinking about treatments.
Yeah, are you giving haircuts or what? What are we doing?
They're not sharp enough for that, but maybe a couple little leg hairs will come off. Listen, it's one of the best things that's been out. An orthopedic surgeon actually came up with this, I would say approximately 20 years ago. It was under him that the idea and the principle of Graston techniques was brought about. Mm-hmm. He held the patent for the 10 years. And then once the 10 years was over, then many other tools and what have you came out. But much like we say Kleenex instead of tissue paper, right, we'll say Graston techniques. I think it's just kind of more universally known. And so again, that helps a lot with recovery. Muscle tightness, as I said, scar tissue buildup and what have you, which really limits the ability of a joint or muscles to move freely as they should, as we need them to, and especially when we're putting out so much force and speed.
Right. Well, I love that. I love that you guys have all these different techniques, because maybe one thing works for somebody that's not going to work for something else, or it's injury specific or whatever it is. So I think that's super cool. So there's one more thing on here that I want to ask you about that I don't know if this is like, I'm just kidding. It's not going to be, but I'm going to sound silly right now. It's like a Halloween thing. Voodoo flossing.
Yes.
We know it's not Halloween. I'm kidding, of course.
So again, all these techniques that we use, when we bring them all together, all of it in general is just to improve the mobility that we have. And the flossing technique, what that is
it's not the dance.
It is not the dance. It is. We do have some people dancing around, but it is definitely not meant for that. No, so it's a strap that's used, and depending on what muscles or joint we're trying to mobilize, then it kind of it creates a compression. We wrap it around kind of like an ace wrap, and then we're able to do certain movements and techniques while that is on there, which really helps to again improve the ability of the muscle and or joints to be optimal.
Well, that sounds really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I have full confidence that if I or someone I know needs your services, we just show up and you're going to tell us,
yes,
this is what you need. And
absolutely. There's no voodoo in it, though. No voodoo in it. This is all holistic. It's all holistic. It's not painful. Sometimes it may be a little bothersome.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, absolutely. We are a very well-rounded facility.
I love it. That's awesome. So, all right. So we are coming, I can't believe we're coming up to almost to the end of the show already. So what else? Is there anything else out there that you would like everybody to know before we wrap up?
Absolutely. Mission PT's rehab and recovery. We are where you need to be for anything in terms of injury, accidents, pre and post operations. We will take care of you the right way. We are definitely at the cutting edge of physical therapy. We have, as much as possible, tried to incorporate as much of the community as we can. We do have other places that we refer to if needed, whether it's chiropractors or doctors. We don't like to just sit there and say we are the end all be all, because we are not. But we certainly can be the place to help you get where you want to be.
That's awesome. So I think most importantly, how can people find you? Where can they get more information about your services and contact you? So we are definitely on Instagram at Mission PT. We're on Facebook as well. That's at Mission Physical Therapy. And we have our own website, missionpt.com.
And again, our address 7700 North Kendall Drive, Miami, Florida. It's 507 Suite 507. Please call us. Our number is 786-409-5589 for any additional instructions, or if you have any questions, we're happy to answer all of them.
Well, there you go. Give them a call. Take advantage of that free 30-minute consult, whether you're an athlete who wants to recover quicker, you have a specific injury, you want to do personal training, you want to do all strength and conditioning, right? Like all these different things that he just threw at us. I don't know how they have time in the day to do all this, but apparently they do it and do it well because they are growing at a phenomenal pace. So, again, before we wrap up today, I want to thank you for being here.
Thank you, Misty. I appreciate you inviting me.
Thank you for your time. I know you have a lot going on in your life right now, so you really squeezed this in. So I want to thank you for, again, appreciate your time for that. And thank you again for your service. I think that
Absolutely.
That's, we owe all our debts to you all. And so I'm appreciative
My pleasure.
of that. And we will be back with another Marketing Monday soon with another awesome guest. So stay tuned for that. As always, if you have any questions, you want to hear about a specific marketing topic, or maybe you're even interested in being a guest, just go ahead and reach out to us over at Miss Inc. LLC, and we will be happy to set all of that up for you and answer your questions. So with that, make sure you give this guy a call, save his phone number. Mission PT. Maybe you don't need it today, but you might need it tomorrow. So save that
Hands
information.
Hands are ready.
He's ready for you. So save that information. And thank you again.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hope everyone out there has a great rest of your week.
Everyone be safe.
My gosh. Rest of your week. Let me try that again. Rest of your week. I was really stumbling there.
We're going to get it together. It's Monday.
I'm going to get it together.
It's Monday.
But that's not bad, for being Monday. And that was really the first
not a bad
real
start.
Trip up I had. So anyways, thank you all for being here. Stay safe with the storm and everything else that we have going on out there in the world.
Please do.
Put your safety first, mental health, physical health, all of the above. And we will see you guys soon for another Marketing Monday. Thanks again.
Thank you.
See you guys.